Just about set for nighttime baseball from the gateway to the west, St. Louis, Missouri, and Busch Stadium. Tonight it's the first of 4 between the Miami Marlins and the St. Louis Cardinals. It's Cardinals baseball next on the show. Carlos Martinez, a right-handed native of the Dominican Republic, will be the starter. Dan Plesac, what do you got?
Hey, you can't always judge a pitcher by the numbers. I know the ERA is into the 4s coming into this start, but he's actually a pretty solid pitcher. And every once in a while, he can throw some decent games in there. It's not easy having an ERA under 4 in baseball. He's slightly over that, but this guy's a better pitcher than that ERA indicates.
Settling in now, Starlin Castro. He'll get us started in this one under the lights. Start of a 4-game set as the game's first pitch misses for ball 1. And fellas, we take a look at the Redbirds entering play here tonight. 4-2 over their last 6 games, including a win last time out.
Hey, why not get on a hot streak, Matty? They played really well yesterday. Continue that trend. Stay on the attack. See if you can get on a hot streak. Maybe rattle off 8 to 10.
2-0 now. Weather shouldn't be much of a factor. 71 degrees here at game time. The 2-0 on the way. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike. And it's fouled away. The 2-2. Fouled off. The 2-2 one more time. Neither guy willing to give in, and the at-bat will continue. Pitch taken several inches below the zone, in fact.
Gotta love the battle we're seeing right out of the gates in this game. That's 7 pitches now, and if this is any indication, we're in for a good contest here.
And he'll finally just wear him down as this one swung on and missed for the first out. And here's how the visiting Miami Marlins will line up in this one. Dero, what do you got in this lineup in the series opener?
Matty, this team's lineup is dead last in batting average, and I tell you what, that does not bode well for the rest of the season. If you do not have professional at-bats up and down the lineup, or at least 6 to 7 guys, it is eventually going to catch up to you.
Ready now for the Marlins, Miguel Rojas, and he's a guy looking to break out in a big way. Hasn't been getting the results he or his club have been hoping for. Fastball too high to start him out here, 1-0. So let's take a peek at our umpiring crew in this one. Behind the plate is Clyde Washington.
You know, Dero, he is a pitcher's best friend, Clyde Washington. Down in the strike zone, he'll definitely call that ball right at the knees.
If he's consistent with it, Dan, which Clyde always is, I'm okay with it.
A ball and a strike now. Old strike 2 on the cutter, and he's behind in the count now, 1-2. The 1-2 is looked at for ball number 2. Just getting started here in St. Louis. That softly hit to right. Will that get down? Wong ranges back, and he has it for out number 2.
Batting third.
Up next from Miami, Brian Anderson. He was 1 for 4 with a 2-bagger in yesterday's game. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. A fastball here as he'll take a look at ball 1, 1-0. Anderson, originally from the Sooner State of Oklahoma. He's in his 3rd season as a major league player. Popped him up. DeYoung is there to make the catch, and the side is retired. Nothing doing here in the opening half inning. And now the Cardinals get their first shot at it here. No score. Jose Arena gets the starting assignment for the Fish in this matchup. What do you have for us on him, Danny?
This guy's a pretty good pitcher, and I was looking through the stats, and one thing jumped out at me: a sub 1.20 whip coming into this start. That tells me a couple of things. One, he's not afraid to throw strikes, and two, when he does throw strikes, he throws quality, and he still gets people out. It'll be fun to watch this guy work in this one today.
The next to bat for St. Louis, Jose Martinez, one of the better hitters in the game this year, currently 7th in the National League batting race.
This season really shouldn't come as a surprise to many. We all know what kind of skill this guy produces when he has a bat in his hands.
Guys, this Marlins ball club, as they begin play here tonight, they came out on the losing end last time out and are in a bit of a skid. In fact, they've lost 7 of their last 10.
Yeah, Matty, they got beat up on the homestand. Losing record in front of the home crowd, never good. But I always used to say, sometimes it's good to get on the road. Remove yourself, get out to a restaurant, see a different city, shower it off, and try and fight in front of some hostile fans.
From the windup, the 1-1 pitch. Now a drive out to the gap in right center. He takes the turn and heads for second. Oh, and the throw back in is a wild one.
That was a pretty good fastball, and it almost got by him, but he's able to slap it in the gap in the right center field. Because of the velocity off the bat, the outfielders couldn't cut it off in time and allowed him to cruise into second really easy.
Here's Colton Wong now. And a ball 1-0. That batting average hovering in the high 230s. 6 home runs and 23 driven in. The 1-0. Runs a bit inside for a ball. Martinez stands at second with no outs. Three and 0 now. He's set, and a 3-0 offering. 3-1. Swing and a misses. He was way early on that one. 3-2.
Hey, there was great arm action on that 3-1 changeup right here. He's got this guy thinking. That's the beauty right now. We go to a full count. Do you sit changeup or do you stay with the heater?
3-2 pitch. Too close for comfort, and he did a good job just to make contact. A runner at second, nobody out. Left side, but well foul. Once again, a 3-2. Another one sent foul. Hit on the ground down the first baseline, but this will get foul, so they'll do it again. 3-2. Still hanging with him. Another good swing to keep it going. This is indeed a battle. The 11th pitch coming up. Inside, he misses. Ball 4.
Batting third, the first baseman.
Here's Paul Goldschmidt now, head-to-head with Jose Arena. He's gone 3 for 6. 2 of those hits were for home runs. First offering on its way. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. And it'll fade just at the end and winds up a long foul ball. Set to deliver the 0-1. And he'll try to hold back the swing, but he'll do so unsuccessfully as that's ruled a strike. Has a look, now the pitch. And a good bite to that slider as he swings through it for the first out of the inning. Now a moment here in St. Louis to look at the Cardinals starting lineup. Who do you have your eye on, Ben?
Well, I love what Matt Carpenter brings to the table for this team. He's the team leader in home runs, so he's having a nice year so far. It's always a good feeling when you can lead your team in a category like home runs. I'm sure he takes a lot of pride in that.
Here's Matt Carpenter. Day off for him yesterday, but back out there for this one. Here comes the first pitch. Breaking ball that time that misses out of the zone. Now the 1-1 pitch. And he gets a piece of this one to foul it toward the backstop. First and second now, one man out. Fastball well outside. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are two gone.
Big strikeout for the second out there, but he's not out of it yet. We'll see if he can feed off that K, wiggle out the jam, and keep this game tied.
So 2 on with 2 away, and that'll bring in the Illinois State product, Paul DeYoung. Here's the first pitch to him. Maybe a little jumpy there as he swings through the fastball. Next pitch will be number 24 in this long first inning. Well, and he's got him in the palm of his hand now. It's 0-2.
Hey, it's looking like he might be able to get out of this one after giving up 2 singles early.
Swung on and missed, and that's the final out of the inning. Cards strand a couple. We are still scoreless. Here's Neil Walker. His head-to-head numbers against Carlos Martinez. He's totaled 4 hits in 20 at-bats. He's also hit a couple of home runs against him. First pitch of the at-bat. Ball 1 as he lays off below the zone. Walker, the former Yankee, he became a member of this team after signing as a free agent earlier this season.
Yeah, I know he expected to get a longer-term deal, but these are the facts right now. He is on a 1-year deal, and he is going to have to produce if he is going to get that multi-year he's been looking for come off-season.
Good fastball down around the knees there, taken for a strike.
One of my favorite pitches in the game right there, the old Greg Maddux equalizer. Started at the front hip and bring it back.
Into the windup. Here's the 2-1 pitch. And he fouls this one off. And now a pitch on the way. Ball 3 here as that pitch runs way up and in and backs him out of the box here. Jorge Alfaro waits on deck. Now the payoff pitch home. Just hung in there on that one. The payoff pitch one more time. Again, he sends it out of play. Carpenter charging this one. Throw to first will be in time, and there's one gone here to start the second.
So here's how the Cardinals are positioned defensively. And let's take a look at Colton Wong, one of the more dynamic middle infielders in our sport. Ability to turn a double play, bazooka arm from a second baseman.
So the base is empty here with one away, and up next will be the big catcher Jorge Alfaro. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. There's the fastball that gets the lower part of the zone, called for a strike. No score here as we play inning number 2. Here's one that misses high. It's 1-1. And not a real good cut at that slider, and he's behind 1-2. Count even at 2-2 to the Marlins catcher.
Broke out the sweeping slider right there and just missed off the edge. If he would have caught the corner right there, I think he's got a backwards K.
The 2-2 is a swing and a miss. That's strike 3. Another strikeout for him on the mound, and boy, is it fun to watch him go about his business.
No doubt, Matty. He's one of my favorites, mostly because of his stuff. You know, he can absolutely dominate on any given day because of what he offers up there. It's just nasty. There aren't many hitters that like to see this guy on the mound.
Standing in now, Gabby Guerrero, as he'll watch a slider that runs out of the strike zone away for ball 1. He'll work on keeping this top of the second alive. Into his windup. Here comes the 1-0. And he misses again. 2-0.
Back-to-back pitches, they've gone away. Do you tell yourself as a hitter he wants to come in right here? I don't think so. I think he's trying to find that outside corner and adjust accordingly.
A strike, and it's 2-1. Skied into straightaway right. Martinez on the move. He tracks it down, and that will end the inning. Miami down in order. We'll go to the bottom of the second. No score. Here's Marcell Ozuna head-to-head with Jose Urena. He's got a 3-for-5 line.
Marcell Ozuna.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And there's a fastball well off the plate inside. Two balls and no strikes. Ozuna, a 6'1" right-handed swinger and thrower. His contract is set to expire at the end of this season, so he may end up hitting the market this winter.
Hey, this guy has been an absolute solid player his entire big league career, and I expect him to have a ton of suitors come this offseason. That's a nasty pitch right there. You got to tip your hat as the hitter. You get a nasty slider like that, there's nothing you can do. Actually, a quality take.
And here's a ball in the air now, carrying a bit out toward right center. Dean is to his left as he puts it away in the alley for the first out of the inning.
Check out the Miami Marlins on defense. And guys, one thing I want you to focus on today when you look at this team on the defensive side of the ball, they're in the top 5 in fielding percentage. They go about their business a certain way. They make all the routine plays, mix in a few flashy ones, and day after day, they give their pitchers the best chance to be successful.
Coming to the plate now, Yadier Molina. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Slider laid off for a ball. Bottom of the second here with no score. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball. Hit in the air out to straightaway left. Granderson is under it. 2 gone. So bases are empty here with 2 gone. And into bat next, one of the fastest players in all of baseball, Harrison Bader. First delivery to him on the way. And he starts the number 8 hitter with a strike. 0-1. Swung on and lifted in the air to left center. Granderson has a read on it, and the inning is over. 1, 2, 3 go the Cardinals. We'll move to the 3rd with no score. In is Curtis Granderson. He's the number 7 hitter, but he's leading off the 3rd after the first 6 guys in the lineup have been retired in order.
Yeah, it's been a great start to the guy on the mound. It'll be interesting to see if they can find a way to get to this guy before he really settles in.
Here comes the first pitch. And he'll take strike 1 on the fastball, registering at 93 that time. Popped straight up. Carpenter has a play, makes the play, 1 away. And with that, we give you a look here at what's happening in the race in the National League Central. Stepping into the box, Austin Dean. He was among the many who failed to record a base hit in the loss yesterday. First offering on its way. And that misses for ball 1.
Okay.
Now the slider gets the call in the bottom part of the zone. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Now the 2-1. Grounded to the right. Fielded by Goldschmidt. And he'll step on first for the out. 3 unassisted. Coming to the plate now, the pitcher for the Marlins, Jose Arena. This guy is still looking at a 0 in the hit column. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. There's the fastball that gets the lower part of the zone, called for a strike. Don't know what he's waiting for there. It's 0-2. And the inning goes away in unceremonious fashion on a swing and a miss at a ball way outside the strike zone. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins. Home half of the 3rd coming up. No score. So in now is the Cardinals pitcher, Carlos Martinez. He'll get to take his first cuts here.
Carlos Martinez.
First pitch coming. Here it is. Here's a breaking ball, but it doesn't quite find the strike zone. First 2 pitches off the mark here. It's 2-0.
Hate to do it, but I've got to question the pitch calling right there. With a guy like this at the plate, you got to attack him with your fastball instead of pitching him like he's a middle of the order power guy.
From the windup, the 2-0 pitch. Over the outside half, and it's 2-1. Slider can't find the zone here, and he's behind now 3-1.
Well, that sets up a big pitch right here, Matt, because you don't want to lose the leadoff guy in a scoreless game. It's tough to work around the leadoff walk.
And he drops a change in on him there, and that'll run it full 3-2.
pretty lucky to get away with that one. There's not a situation ever where you want to throw a high changeup, so I think he'll try to make an adjustment with the next one he throws.
Another full count pitch on its way. Weak grounder down the line at third. Anderson moving to his right. Throw, and he's called out on a close play at first. Stepping in for the Cardinals, Jose Martinez. The pitch. In there for strike one.
Watching him on the mound, I'm really impressed with what he's doing right now. He's been really aggressive and confident over the last couple of innings.
Ball one. Bottom of inning number 3, 0-0 our score. And he popped him up. Rojas ranging into the outfield. He can't get to it. This one's down. So a one-out base hit has him aboard here in the third, and that seems as good a time as any to check out our league leaderboard in hits. And as you see there, he finds himself in 6th place in the category in the National League. Stepping in, Colton Wong reached base via the walk in his first plate appearance. First pitch of the at-bat. And he'll try to crowd him there to start the at-bat. It's 1-0. Martinez leads off first with one away. And he takes a called strike one. One ball and 2 strikes to count.
Little guessing game going on right now. Being late on that fastball after the change. He had to be sitting off speed right there.
Able to protect the plate with 2 strikes, and he'll see another one.
Great job by the pitcher right there to put him in the proverbial rocking chair. Slowed him down, sped him up, slowed him down. Let's see where he's going now.
Down the third baseline. He's got it. Zips it to Castro for one. Relay to first in time, and just like that, the side is retired. Around the horn they go. 5-4 to 3 to end the threat. Back with more Monday Night Baseball following this. Here's Starlin Castro back to the top of the lineup as they're still looking for their first base runner in this one.
No doubt about that, Matt. They've yet to figure this guy out on the mound. He's looked great so far.
He has, but we'll see if this second trip through the order changes anything.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what kind of adjustments these hitters are able to make in the middle innings of this game.
First pitch on its way. In tight at 93, ball one. Well, if you love pitching and defense, this has been a game for you. Are you happy with that, Dan?
Oh, you have to love it. You know, Matt, we have so many of these games that are 12-10 and 9-8. It's nice to see a low-scoring pitcher's duel for once.
Ready with the 1-1 pitch. His eyes lit up on that one above the zone, but he comes up empty.
That's how you open up the outside part of the plate. Pound 2 balls in, and they get right back outside. Nice pitch.
Fouled away. Again, a 1-2. And this is swung on and missed, and this 4th inning will start the same way he ended the 3rd with a strikeout, and there's one away.
I'll tell you right now, this guy has a shutout going, and it's been all business. He's not messing around trying to pick at corners. He's being aggressive in the zone, and he's attacking each and every one of these hitters up to this point.
Digging in, Miguel Rojas. 0 for 1 for him here in this one. And the pitch. Now a strike called in the upper part of the zone. It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. And that nearly broke our scoreless tie. Instead, it's a foul ball. Swing and a miss as he ran that two-seamer right by him for the second out.
Pretty impressive back-to-back strikeouts to start the inning. What's even more important is now he gets to face the middle of the order without anybody on base for them to drive in.
In now, Brian Anderson, as he will look at a first pitch fastball for ball one. He'll attempt to put the ball in play for a change here with the first two guys going down on strikes to start the inning. The 1-0 is laid off for ball two. No runs, no hits, and no errors in the game for the Marlins. Down low, and the plot thickens here. 3-0. And he finally gets this one over for strike one.
Hey, that 3-0 pitch might have been important for him right there. Regroup, get his mechanics back under him, and drive something down through the strike zone. Wouldn't throw the exact same pitch right here. Might want to cheat towards one of the corners.
Shoots this one over to first. And the Marlins have their first hit of the game.
Wow, I'm not sure how, but it looks like he didn't even touch this thing. Might have been thinking about throwing the ball before he actually caught it. The game moves fast, but you have to do one thing at a time.
Into the box now, Neil Walker, as he'll take a look at a slider here that misses for ball one. He's 0 for 1 thus far. Looked like the fastball got away from him there. It's ball two.
Well, both of those balls have been inside, so if I'm hitting, I'm looking for something I can get my arms extended on. Probably won't come back inside for a third time.
Now the 2-0. And this will be fouled away. Pitching has the upper hand early as we're scoreless in inning number 4. Strike two as the fastball is let go. Pulled high in the air out to right field. Martinez is there, and that's the third out. One left for Miami. On to the bottom of the 4th now, still with no score. Standing in, Paul Goldschmidt. He looked to bounce back after striking out his last time up.
Yeah, he's got to put that one behind him, especially with runners in scoring position. Those punch outs will stick with you a little longer.
First delivery to him on the way. Fastball taken, but that gets the zone for a strike.
Even though he let that one go, you know that's the kind of pitch he likes to take a big hack at. Not too many power hitters that don't like a stomach-high fastball, so he's probably not throwing that one again.
A ball and a strike to the Cardinals' first baseman. Two balls and a strike to the St. Louis leadoff hitter.
2 balls, 1 strike.
And a full count to Paul Goldschmidt. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Liner towards second. Well, this will be taken in at second base. Good positioning for the first out.
The third baseman, number 13, Matt.
One man gone for the Cardinals in the 4th, and that'll bring up the sweet swinging Matt Carpenter. First offering on its way. In there, and it's 0-1. No runs, 2 hits, 1 error for the Cardinals to this point. Just got the corner that time with a fastball, strike 2. And he looks at a ball, 1-2.
You got to think our man behind the plate thought twice about that one. About as close as it gets.
And it's fouled away. The 1-2. And another foul ball. Good battle here. This will be the 7th pitch coming up. To 2 balls and 2 strikes now.
These are the great matchups that happen throughout the course of a game. I don't think as a pitcher you can give in right here. He's a great hitter at the plate. He knows it. You know it. Keep executing. Maybe get him to roll something over.
Fouled off.
Hey, he's got 4 foul balls in this AB right here. He's really making his pitcher grind for everything.
Swing and a liner. But there to take this one is the second baseman, and that's out number 2.
Now batter.
So bases are empty here with 2 gone, and that'll bring in the Illinois State product, Paul DeYoung. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. And he fouls this one off. And a pitch in the dirt as he lays off. It's 1-1. A good action on the 2-seamer there, and it's 1-2.
Just reached back and threw a high fastball right by him. He didn't stand a chance.
The 1-2. Driven to deep right field. Guerrero ranging back, and this will bang up against the wall. And he'll coast into second here with a 2-out double.
Hey, after that base knock right there, he's into double digits, Dero. That's a 10-game hitting streak.
Oh, you talking about double digits, Dan? Now it's getting firm. We're seeing the batting average go up. We're seeing the homers go up. We're seeing the RBIs go up. Everything is moving north.
Stepping in now, Marcell Ozuna. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Dean is there. He makes the play, and that'll end the inning. Danger averted following the 2-out double. We're back with more on this Monday night after this. Welcome back to Busch Stadium as we send it down to Heidi.
Matt, during the commercial break, I had a chance to catch up with manager Don Mattingly about the Marlins' offensive production. And he told me, overall, he's not happy with the at-bats they're putting together. They've only managed 1 base runner in this game, so it's easy to see why he said they haven't shown much fight today. He's hoping to see someone step up and find a way to get something going, though. This game isn't out of hand, so it remains to be seen if they can snap out of this funk and climb back into this one.
All right, Heidi, thank you. Into the box now, Jorge Alfaro looking to put the ball in play here. He went down on strikes in his first at-bat.
We're moving through the middle of this ball game right now. They want to get things going. How about trying to get some base runners on, or at least get a base hit? They don't have any hits going into this part of the game.
High in the air out towards shallow right. And the leadoff man gone now to start the 5th. Now to the plate, Gabby Guerrero comes into this at-bat 0 for 1 in the ball game. He's ready. Here's the first offering. And he misses inside with that one. Ball 1. 1 out, nobody on. Easy take there as the off-speed pitch misses well inside. And that's over 2-1. 2-2.
Hey, as an offense, you do your homework, you scout. He hasn't been using that pitch an awful lot. I say you just throw that out. If he's going to flip that occasionally for a strike, then so be it.
The 2-2. Got him. A look at our line score to this point, and I'm almost certainly jinxing things by pointing it out, but it's worth mentioning that 0 in the hit column through 2 outs here in the 5th. Now at the plate, Curtis Granderson. He flew out in his last at-bat. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Early swing there as he pulls it foul to the right side. Marlins are still on the lookout for their first hit of the ball game. Counts even at 1-1 for Granderson. Ball and 2 strikes now.
Hey, that's a well-executed pitch right there. That might have started middle, but you saw it breaking away to that outer part of the zone. This left-handed batter right here has got 2 decisions to make. Is he going to ground out to second base all day, or is he going to drive the ball the other way?
Molina moving to his left, and that ends the inning. Miami down in order. Halfway home, still no score. Welcome back for the bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
Thanks, Matt. In between innings, I was able to catch up with the manager of the Cardinals to discuss his thoughts on his lineup so far. And overall, he's really happy with the at-bats they're putting together. Despite the fact that they've yet to push a run across, the game is still tied, and the pitch count for their opposition is really getting up there. They think that making him work as hard as he has is going to pay off later in the game, and that they just need to stick to the process.
All right, Heidi, thank you.
Leading off for St. Louis.
Stepping in and ready for another shot, Yadier Molina, as we move past the halfway point in this one and begin the bottom of the 5th.
This game is rolling right along as we move into the middle innings with no score. You'd think by now one of these 2 teams would be able to get some base runners on and get them in, but that hasn't been the case.
And he takes strike 2.
Man, you find yourself down 0-2 after 2 great executed pitches right there. Got to look for something up. Might have to tip your hat if he can stay down below the knees like that.
Good job of holding up on the low ball there, and it's 1-2.
Boy, it's hard to sit on an 0-2 fastball. I think that pitch just locked him up a bit. But lucky for him, it was just a little out of the zone.
Good swing on a tough pitch, and he'll stick around to see another one. The 1-2. Down the first baseline. But this is a foul ball as the count holds steady at 1-2.
When you have 2 strikes on you, as a hitter, if you get something that you can handle, you have to find a way to do some damage with it. That was a missed opportunity.
That's his first base hit, making 1 for 2 now. So the inning's underway with the Cardinals getting their leadoff hitter on base.
The batter, the center fielder,
Adam Conley will come on in relief now as he'll make his 35th appearance of the season.
Now pitching for Miami, number 61, Adam Conley.
And that'll bring up the former top prospect Harrison Bader. His career numbers with Adam Conley, not a big sample size, 0 for 1. First offering on its way. Runner goes for second. Now a ball softly hit and fouled off to the left. Strike 1. Comes set with the 0-1. Here's a fastball that crowds him a bit, and it's 1-1. The 1-1 is a sinker that dips below the zone for a ball. Conley, 28 years old. He was taken in the second round back in 2011.
Yeah, he has turned himself into a really nice ball player. I wouldn't put him on the superstar level, but you know what? They didn't miss with this pick either. You go into high rounds and you carve out a career the way this guy has, nice pick.
The 2-1. Back up the middle. And that's through for a base hit. Make him 1 for 2 in this one.
Hey, 2 runners on after back-to-back singles right there. They are in prime position to put the first run on the board right here.
Martinez.
Into the box, Carlos Martinez. Now a bunt attempt here. And that's out number 1. And now back to the leadoff spot in the St. Louis lineup. Stepping in, Jose Martinez. He singled his last time up.
Yeah, and just another simple single to the outfield would be a big one right here. Don't try and do too much. You know.
And it looks as though the decision makers in the dugout will give him a free pass to first. So the bases are loaded here on the intentional walk. And the force play is now in order. Colton Wong will stand in. His career numbers with Adam Conley. He's 0 for 4. First pitch coming. Here it is. And obviously looking for the ground ball here as this misses low. It's 1-0. Looks like a left-hander up and throwing now in that Marlins bullpen. The 1-0 home. Count even now at 1-1. This is hit the other way out toward left field. Granderson is under it, and he brings it in for the second out of the inning. And there will be no attempt to score here as the bases stay loaded with 2 gone now.
The batter, the first baseman.
So the bases are loaded here, 2 men gone, and stepping in the power-hitting first baseman, Paul Goldschmidt. From the stretch. This is hit to third. Is he going to get out of this? He is. A bit unconventionally, perhaps, but it works out in the end, and the inning is over. 3 left for St. Louis. 6th inning coming up. Still zip, zip. Now batting, Austin Dean. He got on top of one and was a ground out victim last time. First pitch of the at-bat. Fastball catches the black there for a called strike. Softly hit out to short. And 1 gone. JT Riddle will get the call here as he'll hit for the pitcher.
Number 10, JT Riddle.
Now a fastball a bit too low here. It's ball 1. The average not quite where he wants it, down in the 220s. 6 home runs and 15 RBIs. He's ready. Here's the 1-0. In for a strike. It's 1-1. Is swung on and driven out to right center field. A ball that's well hit. Bader going back and just short of a home run. This ball's off the wall. And he is in at second base with a 1-out double.
Well, one thing's for certain. That makes the manager look like a genius right there. He calls on him to pinch hit, hoping for any kind of spark, and he gives him a little bit more than that, blasting a double that almost leaves the ballpark. Big innings often start with beginnings like this.
In now, Starlin Castro. Pulls this one in the air out to left. Ozuna giving chase. He makes the play. Really had to hustle to get to that one. 2 gone now. Standing in, Miguel Rojas. Runner in scoring position with 2 gone.
The shortstop, Miguel Rojas.
He comes set. Here's the 0-0 pitch. And here's a fastball called for strike 1.
Quite an interesting outing up to this point as we head into the middle innings. He's pitching quite well, but you look at his first pitch strike percentage, less than 40%. That's going to be something he's going to need to clean up moving forward.
Fouled away. Line towards center field. And that's in there. Base hit. And the runner at third will put the brakes on here as they didn't want to chance it even with 2 outs.
This game is unbelievable sometimes, Dan. There's a bullet knock right there. You're expecting an RBI. He almost hit it too good. He can't even score.
Boy, too good is it, Mark. This is one right here. It just kind of gets out to the outfield and so quick that the runner not able to score from second base.
Into the box now, Brian Anderson, as he'll watch a slider that stays inside for ball 1. Looking at his career totals, Anderson is slugging a little under the 400 mark, so the chances of his connecting with the ball right here aren't particularly good. Pitch to the plate is a slider for a strike, and it's all knotted up at 1-1. In the dirt and blocked behind the plate. And not in time as the run scores. And a disastrous time to uncork a wild pitch as the go-ahead run scores from third.
Wow, the pitcher has no one to blame but himself. Man on third, he just uncorks one. The runner alertly takes off immediately and gets their first run of the game just handed to him on a silver platter.
Rojas stands at second with 2 gone. Oh, tough pitch. Things just not going his way on the mound right now. 3-1.
He's obviously been very impressive on the mound in this one, and I think the big reason why is his ability to stay out of the middle of the zone. That's kind of obvious, but it's clear to me that even when he misses his spots, he's not missing over the plate.
Looking to keep this a 1-run game. The pitch, and this is down at the knees but called a strike. Wow, it's 3-2 now.
You know he wants to end this inning right here on 3-2, but I don't think we'll see him lay one in on the next pitch there with a base open to work with.
Out of the stretch, the 3-2 home, and he struck him out, his 7th of the ball game, and that ends the inning. So a run on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. To the bottom of the 6th we go. 4, 5, and 6 coming up. The Marlins on top, 1-0. Teheran Guerrero enters to do the pitching in the bottom of the 6th.
Number 56, Teheran Guerrero.
And now the Cardinals' number 4 hitter, Matt Carpenter. He'll lead it off as we start the home 6th.
I think he's forgotten about sometimes, Matt Carpenter, when we talk about best hitters in our sport. I think he's one of the more underrated offensive players.
Infield shifted well to the right. Here's the first pitch. Fastball in there for a called strike. The windup and the 0-1. And here's a slider that runs inside that time, and that'll keep him from diving out over the plate. The 1-1. Misses for the second ball. Fastball, and looks like they're pinching him a bit here. It's 3-1.
Down by a run, your guy needs to get on any way he can. His mentality has to be to shrink this strike zone to like the size of a soup can. No reason to swing at a pitcher's pitch.
Now a fastball swung on and missed, and it's full 3-2.
That's straight smoke at 99, guys. It's almost unfair.
And that one misses, so the leadoff man will head down to first on ball 4 to start the bottom of the 6th.
Well, they haven't been able to scratch a run across yet, so maybe this walk will jumpstart their offense a little bit.
So a runner at first now with nobody out, and that'll bring in the Illinois State product, Paul DeYoung. First pitch on its way. And he gets ahead here with the fastball, strike 1.
Great job of getting back in the zone with a hard fastball after the walk. I think he might have let a little frustration out with that pitch.
He's ready. Here's the 0-1. Oh, and you talk about a pitcher getting the benefit of the doubt. That's low, but called a strike anyway. 0-2 now.
Pretty unusual that you see a 5-0 hitter take 2 strikes in a row. Typically, those are some of the most aggressive batters in the lineup.
2 quick strikes, and now the 0-2. Hit out towards second. Gloved by Castro. The second for 1. On to first. A double play.
Well, they got the tying run on base, but one ground ball later, and it's gone. He's going to be frustrated with himself after that.
Standing in now, Marcell Ozuna, as he'll take a look at ball 1. He's hitless in his 2 at-bats so far. Just off the outside that time, laid off for a ball. Too tight with that one. 3-0.
I wouldn't be surprised if he had the green light here. Matter of fact, I know he's got the green light here. He's looking for something set or cut, and he's looking to do damage.
And this one's taken for ball 4. So good work there as the Redbirds have got a 2-out base runner.
Well, you never want to issue a free pass if you can help it. But when a hitter like that digs in, you'd rather he's standing at first than driving a ball out of here and erasing your 1-run lead.
So it's a runner at first with 2 men out. And here now is the catcher, Yadier Molina.
I mean, Yadi, when he first broke on the scene, was a defender first and foremost. You can't say that anymore. I mean, he's evolved into a really, really nice offensive player.
A ball and no strikes.
This is where you got to take stock in the situation. Adjust your batting gloves and realize you need a gapper to score this guy from first. If nothing less, pass the baton to the guy behind you and keep the line moving.
The 1-0 is a fastball that misses. The 2-0 is looked at for the first strike. 2 out with the man at first. Just off the inside part of the plate. It's 3-1.
No reason to sit on anything other than hard stuff in a location you like and drive it right now.
And it's fouled away.
All right, 3-2 count with 2 outs. The runner on first will be moving, so we'll see what happens. There are a lot of possible outcomes with this kind of play.
Line to the right side, but that's a foul ball. And he misses again. Ball 4, and that's back-to-back guys now that have reached base via the base on ball.
Now batting, the center fielder, Harrison.
So stepping in, Harrison Bader, as he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield. Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery. And, ooh, I'm not sure you can get fooled worse than that. It's 0-1.
Man, the Redbirds, they've been struggling all game long. They've yet to been able to get that big hit. This is the time for the big hit for the Redbirds.
Skied into straightaway right. Guerrero moves over. He's got it to end the inning as they'll strand the tying run in scoring position. Cards strand a couple. They're on the short end of a 1-0 score. Welcome back to Busch Stadium here in St. Louis. It's on to the 7th inning with the Marlins on top, and it's a good time to check out our game summary through the first 6 innings of play. So here's the cleanup hitter for Miami, Neil Walker. He's batting cleanup in this one, but will get us started here in the inning as they look to wake up the bats.
Yeah, not much to get excited about with just a single notch on the scoreboard, but you have to give credit to where it's deserved. The pitching on the other side has been really impressive.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Carpenter trying to get there. So far this season, Walker is slugging a little under the 400 mark, so the chances of his connecting with the ball right here aren't particularly good. Into the windup. Here comes the 0-1. Fastball runs off the outside. It's 1-1. Some action out in the bullpen. Couple of right-handers starting to loosen up. Now the 1-1 pitch. Waves and misses for strike number 2. That misses, and we're even at 2-2.
Not sure if that was a great take or if he got locked up on a two-seamer running away, but either way, it worked out well for him. That's a well-thrown pitch, though.
And that's low, so a good eye there as he works the count back full.
One of the things you want to do with a starter, get that pitch count up. Here's another productive at bat as this count now gets to 3 balls and 2 strikes.
Fouled off. Another full count pitch on its way. And he struck him out. Strikeout number 8 now in the ball game for him.
Nice job there taking care of the leadoff hitter via the strikeout. I'll tell you, in a one-run game, especially this late, getting that first guy in the inning is so important. It changes the whole complexion of the inning, so that was a big out.
First offering on its way. Ball 1. Not close with the off-speed pitch taken for a ball. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Two balls and a strike. Here it comes. Can't connect there. It's 2-2.
Looks like he's got a good feel for that two-seam fastball this far into the game. He's used it really effectively tonight.
Just staying alive, putting together a really good at-bat here. Another try at 2-2. Hard hit ball to second, but this is going to be hauled in out there at second base for out number 2.
Now batting, number 65.
Coming to the plate now, Gabby Guerrero. It was a backwards K, a strikeout looking for him in his last at-bat.
Yeah, Matty, and hopefully he got it out of his system, especially now he's got to bear down. He gets the 2 strikes in this spot, has to put the ball in play.
The guy in the mound is having one heck of a night, but the downside of that, if you're going to strike out a lot of guys, your pitch count is going to be high. So this gives the offense some kind of hope as this game's getting down to the end.
The windup and the 0-1. That's in there, and he's deep in the hole now, 0-2. And he'll try and tempt him with one in the dirt, but he'll hold back here. It's 1-2. That's popped up. DeYoung into shallow center. He's there to track it down, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3 go the Marlins, but they're on top 1-0. Austin Bryce gets the call from the pen to take over on the mound and start the home 7th.
Number 37, Austin Bryce.
Jairo Munoz will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run. And he lays off a pitch in there for the first strike. 261 the average coming into action here. 3 homers and a dozen RBIs. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Hit back up the middle. Rojas ranging up the middle, and that's the first out.
Now batting.
So the lineup flips over, and digging in, Jose Martinez. He was given a free pass via the intentional walk last time. First pitch of the at-bat on its way. Well above the letters with the fastball that time. Marlins have some action in the bullpen now as a right-hander is up and throwing. Now here it comes. A ball and a strike. 1 out, nobody on. Hit down the line at first. And he'll take it to the bag himself for the out.
Now batting.
Digging in, Colton Wong. 0 for 2 with a walk for him so far. From the stretch, here's the pitch. Curveball, and that misses in the dirt for ball 1. And he won't bite at that one either. It's 2-0. And he'll lay the fastball in here to get the count back to 2-1.
You know, he fell behind 2-0, Matty, but he battled right there and got right back in this count. An aggressive fastball, middle of the zone.
Counts even at 2-2 to Wong.
I'm no hitting expert, but you can't take a swing that's a whole lot more uglier than that one.
And a full count as that misses. It's 3-2 now.
With the meat of the order due up next, you could probably expect to see something you can handle here with the full count as the 2-hole hitter.
Now the 3-2 pitch. Chopped toward the second baseman. Castro fields it cleanly. Throw on to Walker at first, and the inning is over. Down in order go the Cardinals. They're down 1-0. John Brebbia has been summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start the 8th.
Number 60, John Brebbia.
Into the box, Curtis Granderson. His last at-bat didn't go his way as he popped out in foul territory.
Yeah, Matt, he's got to make an adjustment right here. His swing definitely broke down, dropped his back shoulder, and thus the result was a terrible pop-up foul.
Let's go, Victor.
First pitch coming. Here it is. And a fastball's in there for strike one. Didn't quite catch the zone there. Ball one. The 1-1 home. Takes a pass and misses. That's strike two.
1 and 2.
And this is swung on and missed by Granderson, and that's the first out of the inning. Cardinals are into their bullpen now as there are the final numbers for their starter. He was on point from the get-go this evening.
Hey, what a great job of mixing speeds and mixing up his pitches. 2 hits allowed in this one. Dominant performance.
Ready once again, Austin Dean. 0 for 2 from him so far in this one. Now the pitch. 0-1 the count. Bases are empty, 1 man out. Oh, and you talk about a pitcher getting the benefit of the doubt. That's low, but called a strike anyway. 0-2 now. Cardinals get the bullpen started here as a right-hander's up and warming. Ready on 0-2. Not close with that one. It's way above the strike zone.
High fastball right there with a 2-strike count. You know what that might be doing? Setting up the next pitch. Could be that hard slider down and away. Something breaking down and away off the plate.
And he lays off it to even the count 2-2.
Well, 2 straight fastballs inside haven't put him away. So now it'll be interesting to see what he turns to.
And he strikes him out as well. So make it back-to-back punch-outs here to the first 2 men he faces out of the bullpen.
Well, no problems for him on the mound since he's come out of the pen to start this inning. That's back-to-back Ks, and he's making it look pretty easy. This has the makings of a good outing so far.
John Birdie will grab a bat and hit for the pitcher here.
Birdie.
Swing and a line drive, but foul. He'll enter play with that batting average, still shy of the 220 mark. 2 home runs, 9 driven in. Now the pitch. Lifted in the air out towards left center. Ozuna on the run. He's there to track it down, and that'll end the inning. Miami down in order, but they're up 1-0. Drew Steckenrider is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Miami, number 71, Drew Steckenrider.
Stepping in, Paul Goldschmidt. In his career against this pitcher, he's hitless in 6 tries.
Paul Goldschmidt.
He's set. Here it comes. A swing and a shot hit down the corner. And a big sigh of relief on the mound as that nearly tied it, but this ball is fouled. Now a fastball off the plate away, a ball and a strike.
You know, something to keep in mind, they're really burning through that bullpen, and this is only the first game of the series. Definitely could have an impact on the rest of the series, and maybe even the whole week ahead.
Now a swing and a miss at a slider for a strike. Steckenrider is exactly what you want out of a bullpen arm. It's a rare occasion that anyone squares him up. He doesn't give up a lot of hits, and when he does, they're almost always kept in the yard.
Matty V, there are two keys to being a good relief pitcher, and always remember these. One, limit the base on balls. Two, keep the ball in the ballpark. You can't defend a walk, and you can't defend a round tripper, and he does both.
Still even at 2-2. It's a high fly ball headed for the left field corner. If it stays fair, it's gone. But it bends just foul into the second deck. And he fouls this one off. Now another 2-2. Neither guy giving in here, and they'll do it again. Here's another 2-2. 2-2 pitch is a fastball high, so it runs full 3-2.
No pitcher likes to take the count to 3-2, especially when you throw a non-competitive pitch like that on 2-2. That one wasn't even close.
But he will come on strong out there in right and pull this one down for the first out.
Boy, talk about hitting into some rough luck. That was an absolute bullet to the outfield that gets caught, and he would have represented the tying run.
Stepping in now, Matt Carpenter, as the first pitch to him is in there for a called strike one. He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame so far. Off the plate and in. It's a ball and a strike. One out, nobody on. Fouled away. The 1-2 is taken for ball 2. Fastball didn't miss by much, and it's a full count now, 3-2. Paul DeYoung waits on deck. Turned on that one and crushed it. Just pulled it a little foul. 7th pitch of the at-bat coming up. And he can only battle for so long as he's finally set down here after an 8-pitch at-bat. Pretty clear he didn't like the call there on the outside part of the plate, but probably too good to take, and he's down on strikes for the second time.
Yeah, that pitch was right on the black. Beautiful pitch. And even if we had robot umps, he'd still be out. But the only difference would be he wouldn't be able to complain about it.
So that brings in the power-hitting middle infielder, Paul DeYoung. He hits with 2 away as they continue to trail in this close game.
Well, Matt, this has been a big inning on the mound. He's had to face the middle of the order, and so far he's held them at bay.
Yeah, this feels like the kind of inning we'll look back on at the end of the game, even if the result of it changes dramatically here. Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes. Curveball taken outside to begin the at-bat. Ball 1. The 1-1 is in off the plate.
2 balls, 1 strike.
Right side, hit hard. Throw on to Walker at first, and the inning is over. We'll see the exciting young shortstop Starlin Castro lead things off when we return. We've played 8 full. The Marlins lead it 1-0. Kicking off the top of the ninth, Starlin Castro, as they'll look for some added insurance before the bottom half of the inning. First delivery to him on the way. Here we go with inning number 9 as the first pitch misses for ball 1. First 2 pitches off the mark here. It's 2-0. Now the 2-0 home is taken, strike 1. He's fallen behind now, 3-1.
Well, that's ball 3, and the Marlins right now would do anything to get a leadoff walk to get this inning started.
And the good fastball there finds the zone as the count goes full now, 3-2.
We're seeing quite a few pitches up from him right now, and that can obviously be dangerous. A cold strike there, but he might need to lower his sights a little bit.
Now the 3-2 pitch. This is hit high in the air out toward left center. Bader is in pursuit, and he tracks it down. Nice play for the first out.
Next for the Marlins.
Striding in once again, Miguel Rojas. He's got a hit in 3 at-bats to this point. Here's the first pitch to him, and he takes a cold strike. 0-1. 1-run game here in the top of the 9th.
Here we go, guys. Come on.
There's a breaking ball, but it's laid off and doesn't find the zone. No offer on that one. 2 balls and a strike. Oh, textbook slider there, and he's back at even, 2-2. Not where he wanted that fastball to be, and it's 3-2 now. Now the payoff pitch home, and a fastball misses there, ball 4.
Now batting, the third baseman.
Digging in, Brian Anderson. He was punched out looking at strike 3 last time through.
Yeah, pretty deflating at bat right there, Matty. Not only for him, but the team as well. He's got to find a way to pull a trigger. Can't get caught guessing with runners in scoring position.
1 ball, no strikes the count. He's running. And solid contact there as this ball is belted high in the air out to left. Ozuna is back to the warning track, and he's able to put it away for the second out. So now it'll be the 4-hole hitter, Neil Walker. He'll swing it from the left side right here.
Well, if you're looking for pop, he definitely has more pop, more home run potential hitting from the left side. This is his power side.
First delivery to him on the way. Hot shot on the ground is short. DeYoung's got it, and the throw to Wong, and the inning is over. Marlins lead 1, but they hold a 1-0 lead. Sergio Romo enters the game to finish this one off here in the bottom of the 9th.
Number 54, Sergio Romo.
So digging in now, Marcell Ozuna. And Dan, what's gone wrong for this lineup today? They're only 3 outs away from being shut out.
Boy, you know, I just haven't seen a lot of fight in these at-bats. Now, of course, plenty of credit goes to that pitching. but the effort on the offensive side has been pretty lethargic watching from up here in the booth, Matt.
Yeah, I would imagine it feels the same from watching in the stands in this one. Ready to deliver. Here's the first pitch. And he gets ahead 0-1. Now the 0-1. Ball one as he lays off below the zone. Good deception on the slider there as he's way out in front. The 1-2. And he goes and chops this one out towards second. Castro has it. And there's one away. Here's the catcher, Yadier Molina. He's working on a 1-for-2 game so far. He's set, and the pitch. Line to the right side. And Molina's aboard a base hit.
Boy, so frustrating as a pitcher. You make a quality pitch on the inside half of the plate right there. Try to bust him in, hero, and he fights it off the other way.
Yeah, you tip your hat to the pitcher right there. He executed his pitch, but nice job by the offensive player fighting. It doesn't matter what it looks like. A knock's a knock.
Now at the plate, Harrison Bader. He'll be looking for something he could drive into the gap and drive home that tying run from first. He's ready. Here's the first offering. There's the sinker to start him out, missing down and away for ball one. Romo, a right-hander standing just under 6 foot at 5'11". This is his 12th season in the big league, so he's put together a really nice career to this point.
Yeah, Matty, this guy has had an amazing career. And you know what? It's a testament to how hard he's worked, the changes he's had to make. This is a game of adjustments, and you don't hang around this long if you're not prepared to make some adjustments along the way.
2 balls and no strikes to the Cardinals center fielder. Two balls and a strike now. He's set, and the 2-1 pitch. That's strike 2 on a well-placed changeup around the knees. Molina stands at first with 1 out. Grounder down the line at third. Zips it to Castro for 1. Back to first, a double play, and with that, the ball game is over.
Man, they battled right to the end, getting the tying run aboard in the 9th, but that's where the threat ended as they turned to double play to finish this one once and for all.
And that 1 run held up tonight, 1-0 the final. The Miami Marlins rode an important 6th inning to victory in this one. Adam Conley gets the win in relief, his 2nd of the year. Carlos Martinez is settled with a loss after giving up only 1 earned. Sergio Romo records the save, his 19th of the campaign. So that's a wrap here tonight. For Mark DeRosa, Dan Plesac, and Heidi Watney, this is Matt Vasgersian. You've been watching MLB The Show. For more, find us on Twitter at MLB The Show.